The fiscal year, the spending year for Congress starts on October 1st. We have 12 appropriations bills that make up the spending bill for the year. So if we pass all 12 appropriations bills in the House, we send that to the Senate. If they pass the same ones, it goes to the President, he signs it, then we have a spending bill. If that doesn't happen by the October 1st deadline, then Congress has a choice to make. We can either shut down the government, we usually end up passing an omnibus bill, or we can pass a continuing resolution. And we're at the point now where we're starting to talk about those options. The House passed 5 appropriations bills this year, and they would have funded the majority of the government. We didn't get the rest of them passed, and none of it ultimately mattered anyway, because the Senate hasn't considered a single appropriation bill. So if we pass them and they don't, then we don't have a funding bill. Yesterday in the House, we voted on a continuing resolution. That's a temporary funding measure that's based on our current funding bill. Earlier this year in the spring, I voted against 2 CRs because those continuing resolutions were continuing the Nancy Pelosi era House budget, and I didn't want to continue that. This year, if we pass a CR, we're continuing the spending bill that I voted for this spring. So it's different than last time. And a CR would give Congress more time to decide what we're going to do with this year's fiscal budget. A lot of people want to kick it into the next presidential administration so that we can have decisions that aren't made right before a presidential election. The one we voted on yesterday includes the SAVE Act. That's a GOP priority. It amends the National Voter Registration Act to ensure that only citizens can be registered to vote, which is the law. This ensures it by allowing states to access proof of citizenship when they're registering someone to vote. It's a bill that I voted for in the House. I voted for it yesterday as part of the continuing resolution. I'm not a big fan of continuing resolutions. I don't think that's the way we should do our spending. I wish we'd gotten all 12 appropriations bills done. I was excited when we got 5 of them done, but this is one of the things that's important to me. It's important to my constituents. We've got to fund the government. We've got to do it without spending a lot more money, and continuing this current cycle is one of the ways to do it. I'll keep you updated as things develop, but I am not seeing a big appetite right now for a government shutdown right before a presidential election.